Hi everyone! Inappropriate toileting is a really common problem, and making sure your cat has a litter tray available is a big part of putting a stop to it. But often it's not as easy as just putting a litter tray down and expecting them to use it. There are lots of things to consider to make sure your cat is happy. So today, me and Sparks will be sharing advice on how to create the perfect litter tray for your cat. So firstly, think about what tray to get for your cat. If you've got a kitten, start with a shallow tray with small sides to make it easy for them to hop in and out as they need to. But remember to replace this with larger tray as they grow, as it's really common for cats to outgrow the litter tray and then they use it with their bum hanging over the edge because it's not big enough. Hooded trays can be useful for providing privacy, but again make sure it's large enough for your cat to manoeuvre once inside. If you have an older cat or cat with mobility issues, avoid trays with high sides or a lip around the edge and find one that's easy for them to get into. If your cat already has toileting issues, I would suggest avoiding the self-cleaning or electronic litter trays, as there is a lot here that could deter your cat from using it. They're often very noisy, and the movement of the self-cleaning part can actually be can put them off using it too. Next, think about the type of litter that you're putting into the tray. There are lots of different types available, like the clay gravel, wood pellets, silicone or paper, and there is the clumping or non-clumping versions of these. Cats develop a preference for a certain type of litter in their socialisation period, which is between 2 and 7 weeks of age. And at this point, they're still with the breeder. So your best bet is to continue using the same litter that your cat was using as a kitten. If you're not sure, it can take a little bit of trial and error to find out what your cat prefers, but generally the finer and more sandy type litters are usually accepted without any issues, especially as this is softer on their paws when digging and raking, and some of the wood pellets can be a little bit more uncomfortable on their paws. Clumping is usually better than non-clumping, as the clumps are easier to remove and the rest of the litter stays cleaner and stops them digging through dirty litter. And always fill the litter tray with about 4 to 5 inches of litter to give them enough litter in there to allow them to dig comfortably and cover their waste. Once you have got this right, there's a few things to avoid that may put your cat off from using the litter tray. Firstly is to avoid any use of strong smells in or around the litter tray, as we know how important smell is to cats when maintaining their territory. So avoid scented litter or scented inserts that go into the lid of the litter tray, and try not to place the tray near any air freshener plugins or placing any air fresheners or diffusers nearby. I understand the point of that is to make sure you can't smell the smell of the litter tray, but if that's actually working, it's going to be really unpleasant for your cat. I'd also suggest ditching any litter liners you might be using, as these can give off a smell too, but can also be generally annoying if the cat gets their claws stuck in them. They can end up pinging litter all over themselves. Also avoid placing anything noisy nearby. So those plug-in air fresheners that let off a little puff can be particularly unpleasant for your cat, as they have the smell and the noise with them. Avoid placing the tray near a washing machine or toilet, as if the cat's spooked by these when he's in there, he'll be less keen to use it next time. So a big consideration is where you choose to put the litter tray. It's tempting to place it in a location that's best for us, so it often goes down in the bathroom or utility room. But normally this isn't the best place for the cat. And as I mentioned, they might be disturbed by noisy appliances, and sometimes they might not even have access to the tray if someone's in the shower or bath, for example. Keep the tray away from areas your cat will feel vulnerable, so away from cat flaps and doors and windows where they may be overlooked by other cats outside in the garden. Also keep it away from food, water and their favourite resting areas, as there'll be averse to toileting in these areas as they want to keep them nice and clean. If you have small children or a dog, make sure your cat can toilet away from them so they're not disturbed, and if that's not possible, a hooded tray might be the best option. Think about the location that would be best for your cat. This will normally be in a quiet place that they can easily get to. And I'm a fan of keeping litter trays in the bedroom. They're normally nice and quiet throughout the day, and it's fine as long as you keep them nice and clean. If your cat is the only cat in the household, have 2 trays to allow her to choose which one to use, and give her the opportunity to wee in one and poo in the other, which is a normal part of cat behaviour. In a multi-cat household, make sure you have 1 per cat, plus another one, to always make sure every cat has a choice of where to go at any given time. Place these in separate locations so the cats actually consider them to be separate toileting areas. And finally is to keep on top of cleaning the litter tray. Solid waste should be scooped out at least once a day, and the litter totally cleaned and the tray wiped down every week. Letting the tray get too dirty is one of the most common reasons that I've come across for inappropriate toileting. So hopefully that's given you some idea on how to provide the perfect litter tray for your cat. Normally cats do prefer to use a litter tray rather than a carpet or bed. So following this advice will hopefully solve any problems that your cat has been showing. If not, I'll be going into other treatment options over the coming days, so hopefully something will help you in your situation. Thanks for listening this time, and I'll see you again.